From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening here on Evenings LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In tonight's recording, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why you're likely to get more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people, including you. We'll go over some of these $3.5 trillion of checks in the second half of this video. Then in the third part, the vote, the bills, the dates, the recon, and the bipartisan two-pass. And guess what? Leader Schumer confirms the two-pass will get done by the August recess. We'll go over the voting path, which one goes first, which one goes second in this big Evenings LA broadcast. Then we cut to Fistimulus, which raises your benefits up a lifetime. And then we cut to the big money across the board, as viewers are now getting $32,000 a person from the videos of this channel from third stimulus. I have all the incredible great news across the board. It's a big evening with a lot of breaking news. Stay to the final 15 minutes in tonight's recording, and you are going to be shocked in this big Evenings LA. Hey, good evening, everybody. How you doing? It's a big evening across the board, and I'm excited for you. It's one of those nights you're hitting the chords, you're tripping over the set. I'm just sirloin in a better shirt. How are you? I hope you're having a beautiful evening. Tell me where you're tuning in from and whether you're tripping over the set as well. In this fourth stimulus check update tonight, we'll be going over that monthly stimulus check and why you're likely to get more checks from those Democrats. And then in the second half of this video, we go to the recon. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. I have all the deliciousness in the second half of this video. And then in the third part, we go over the two-pass, the recon and the bipartisan. Going to the finish line together, and your recon is going first, yes. And Leader Schumer confirms they're both going to be done by the August recess. Whoa. Then we cut to fifth stimulus, which raises your benefits lifetime. And then we get to this. Oh my goodness. Viewers of this channel are now getting upwards of $32,000 for rent, utilities, and food, and internet, and more. I'm going to show you how to get this big money as well. And this is LA, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Overnight's Crypto live on air. And then we go into Sirloin at 8 o'clock. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. Thank you for the incredible subscriber growth today and all last week. We have been on fire. Let's continue to stay that way. Also, like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Let's get to that monthly stimulus check starting right now. House versus Senate, House versus Senate. Well, everything changed with certainly Dr. Fauci saying today that Delta is going to get actually worse. And that is where we are. House versus Senate, monthly stimulus checks, House giving more of them. House would provide a monthly stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. That is the House bill. The Senate proposal is July to December. Let's go over the monthly payouts. House is $2,000 first month, $1,000 thereafter. Senate monthly unknown, but word on the street is the Senate would pay you this. Deliciousness. $2,000 over 6 months, $12,000, and $1,400 or $1,400 over 6 months, $8,400. With the pandemic far from over now, there's all indications that the House bill would likely pay what the House bill says. Pandemic plus 1 year, which is more than 1 year of checks, which is more than 12 checks, which would be more under the House bill than $13,000. Compare that to this and the Senate. I think you have an opinion. I think you have an opinion. Jump in the live chat right now and vote House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. Who gets this fourth stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that if you got a third, you're getting a fourth. Single individual, 75,000 or less. Democrats represent you get a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 or less. Democrats represent you get a fourth stimulus check. Double it. Family of four. Democrats represent you get a fourth stimulus check. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and real benefits, Democrats represent you get a fourth stimulus check. The fourth stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable. The fourth stimulus check would be the same amount to everyone, including adult dependents. And the fourth stimulus check is not a waivable check. It's a monthly check. And I learned my lesson again, unfortunately, last weekend. I went to Senator Ron Portman's pork belly pot roast. And you know, Senator Portman is the one working on the roads and bridges, bipartisan. He's also the guy last year who said, I'm going to cut off your unemployment benefits, get back to work, you're lazy. So I walked into his pork belly event, got one of those pork belly sandwiches, smelled wonderful, delicious, took a bite, and I realized it's not done yet. It needs more work on it. So I walked up to Senator Portman. I said, hi, how are you? Hello, LALATE. I recognize you from your purple shirts. How are you? Thank you for inviting me. I didn't want to wave from afar. No, I'm not a waivable check. I said, well, Senator Portman, I had a bite of your sandwich. You need to get back to work. This is a lazy sandwich. It's half done. Get back to work, you lazy, uncooked sandwich. Get out of here, LA. That was the end of my attendance at the pork belly event. So there you go. The second stimulus is nothing as delicious as fourth stimulus, because fourth stimulus has $3.5 trillion of checks coming to you. Wow. In the second half of this video, we'll be going over these $3.5 trillion of checks in this recon coming for you. Deal done. There will be $3.5 trillion, and what is those checks for? You. Not third stimulus, not children's checks. This is you. And I'm going to go over it in the second half of this video. Then we cut to the final 15 minutes of this video. Stay to the very end. There's a lot of breaking news today. One of the bills has been debuted. 2 votes are set. 2 pass are in place. 1 is going first. The president, Nancy, Chuck, Bernie are all talking about which goes for vote first. And it's coming up in the third part of this video. Then we also turn to fifth stimulus, which raises your benefits up lifetime. But then let's get some money and get that pen and paper ready, because it's a big night for you. I'm very excited for you. We're going to get some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities. But when I started recording these videos a few weeks ago, I said I could get you $5,000 of rent, 4 to 6 months of rent. I was wrong, because this is what the viewers got over the weekend. Oh my goodness. Elizabeth, congratulations, and Mark and Nancy and Richard and Nisi. Elizabeth got $27,000 for rent over this channel because of watching these videos over the weekend. Incredible. Mark got $25,000 from watching LA. Nancy, as a viewer of LALATE daily, got $24,000. Richard got $22,000. And Nisi, who you see in the live chat daily, got $20,000 in rent. Then when I talked about utilities, I said, well, you know, maybe $300 of utilities. Then viewers started getting $3,000 of utilities. And then this happened. My goodness, $7,000 Nancy got for utilities. My goodness, Nancy, congratulations. Mark got $6,500 of utilities from watching LALATE. Angela got $5,000 from LALATE's videos, from my videos. Just incredible, incredible. Let's see the Snap. Snap, I said, I can get you $5,000 to $6,000 for Snap. Oh boy, wow. Louis, incredible. $18,000 for Snap. John, $10,000. Nancy, and if you notice, some people are getting multiple sums of money. Let's look at the multiple recipients. My goodness. $32,000 has been gotten by Nancy and Mark from watching my videos. Nancy got 3 items. Mark got 2 items. Nisi got $23,000 for 3 items for watching my videos. Let's go over all this deliciousness starting right now. This is what we do as a family here. We're not about tracking checks. We're about cashing checks. And in April of 2020, that's how this channel started. EIDL loans and EIDL grant checks were supposed to come in 3 days under the bill, the legislation, the law. We did not hold up a calendar and said, where's our check on the 4th day? Because there was no check to no check to track. I stepped forward and I got viewers $25 million of EIDL loan checks to cash. But then in fall of 2020, similar problem. Second stimulus was not law yet, so there's no check to track, but I stepped forward and I got viewers $250,000 of rent to cash. Viewers like Tyrone, family of four out of Boston, got $15,000 from the videos of this channel, paid all his rent from December all the way to the spring. And now you're doing it as well. The only difference is your numbers are out of the ballpark. You're killing it. So get that pen and paper ready, because I'm going to show you how to get some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities in this video. I'm going to show you different places with different eligibility. If one says no, reach out to the next. They have their own pots of money. And listen for that keywords, because viewers say to me that my keywords are really making the big difference. Are you ready? Here we go. You're going to reach out to your city hall, your city housing authority, your county hall, your county housing authority, your state hall, your state housing authority. The keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus or Ron Portman's fan club. That doesn't exist. Sort of like cooking the food well enough. That doesn't exist in this place. And there you go. Congratulations, Tim and Linda, who got this wonderful money for rent and utilities. If you got as well, post your rent and utility success story in the live chat right now. Let's turn to Snap. Yes, Louis got $18,000. Congratulations, Louis. But what is Snap? Snap is money for food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. Where does it land? In your bank account. What is the eligibility? Easier than a stimulus check. Len Glenn got it for herself, her son, and her mom. Gail got it as well. And how much does it pay? A fortune. A family of four out of Hawaii gets upwards of $16,000 a year. Why so much money? Because of two wonderful executive orders, one from Biden, one from Trump, that raise your benefits off 15% between now and December. So go get it. And if you got in Snap as well, post in the live chat. We're killing it. You're killing it. $25,000 for rent because of my videos, $8,000 for utilities from watching my videos, and then $18,000 like Louis for Snap from the LALATE videos. Incredible. And we're just getting started. The next part of the money is the refund check coming back from your state. 11 minutes in this video. Let's go over all that deliciousness starting right now. This is the refund check due to computer error and unemployment benefits. States have been ordered to pay you back that money. Where's a LALATE direct deposit? One viewer got $3,000, another viewer got $5,000 for this. How do you track it? Contact your state. Say, hey, state, where is that check due to computer error? And this time, can you maybe plug in the keyboard before you look? It may help. And there you go. The last wonderful pot of money is the refund check coming back from IRS for that 2020 tax return. Margaret got it, God got it, Michael got it. And IRS updates us as to this waivable check. Yeah, it's a waivable check. Sorry, Mitch. It's a waivable check. The latest update on this waive suggests that the average payout is $1,265. Deliciousness. Direct deposit started July 14th. Paper checks started July 16th. There's a new wave every week this summer. So before I continue, here's something you need to know. If you're in the live chat and you've not posted your success stories for rent, utilities, mortgage, or homeowners utilities, post them right now, because when you do, you help other viewers. That's the spirit of the Purple Power. That's the love of this channel. People helping people. 3 wonderful things happen when you post your success stories. Number 1, you inspire other people to get the money, because if they see Nancy getting $32,000 and Mark getting $32,000, or you post in the live chat you got $1,000 or $1,800, it inspires them. They realize, wait a second, I should get this thing. A lot of people are getting it. Number 2, when Art Sullivan got 3 items and Nisa got 3 items, it inspired people to get multiple items. If you got 1, don't stop. Start getting 3. So Mark, you got $32,000 with 2 items. Get the 3rd. Let's get to $40,000. And then it updates us about the numbers. We thought that rent was $5,000. It's clearly a lot more, with viewers now getting far in excess of $20,000 to $25,000 from my videos. Let's get back to that unemployment benefits. Where's the landing direct deposit in the mail? Can you track it? Yeah. How much is it? Let's say you had $9,000 on unemployment benefits. You pay $5,000 in taxes, of which $4,000 was your taxes on unemployment benefits. You're getting back $4,000. And to track it, go to irs.gov, do a transcript search, and 70% of the time it'll work. It'll reveal the tax return you filed and the taxes you paid. It'll also reveal some stuff you never knew, some stuff you didn't want to know, like when Ron Portman was on Star Search. Was his hair also by Amazon Hair? And finally, it'll reveal the refund check you're getting. Can we top that? We can, as we go into the second part of your 4th stimulus check update of 2021, starting right now. Done deal. 3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people, including you, under this forced stimulus recon. It's a done deal. The Democratic caucus met twice in the last week, including her, and agreed on the $3.5 trillion. You're getting it, and Bernie Sanders says it's a historic day for the American people to get all these checks. It's all progressive, and it's all for you. How do we get this spot? Before that spot, before July 4th, the recon had roads and bridges in there. Not passable, we learned. The recon was too big, and so by July 4th, they had to take out the roads and bridges, put them into the bipartisan, which shrank the recon, made both the recon passable and the roads and bridges passable. The confirmation comes from conservative publication that reports the higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass. There you go. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon and put it into bipartisan, the roads and bridges, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller, obviously. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. But the recon also made the bipartisan passable. In fact, both of them are heading to the finish line in the next few days, Leader Schumer confirms. Once those Democrats shrunk the recon by taking roads and bridges out, they were able to blow it up a little bit more to get to a big price that they wanted, and that big price is $3.5 trillion. It's an incredible achievement for the American people to be getting so many checks at $3.5 trillion. That's where they wanted to land. Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat, Minnesota, progressive, said, we have to have a recon that goes as far as we want it. You got it, recon. You got it, Elon, $3.5 trillion. And Representative Richie Torres said, we have to have a larger recon. You got it, Richie, $3.5 trillion. In fact, the Democratic Progressive Caucus was meeting with the White House daily to ensure the recon went big and bold enough. They got it, $3.5 trillion. How do they do this? By protecting the recon. The president had told Jalopal and her progressives, including Brian Schatz, Democrat, Hawaii, to protect the recon, because everything in the recon is checks for you and all progressive checks. Quote, the White House considers the progressive priorities and the recon its own priorities. And there you go. That's a quote from Schatz describing what the White House told us. What is a recon? How does it get voted on? How does it get modified? What is a recon and who's actually working on it? Let's go over all the details starting right now. On this channel, I use two terms, recon, our money, and bipartisan to describe roads and bridges. Easy breezy, easy to follow. But it's important for you to hear other terms out there because in the last 7 days, broadcast media is literally getting an F on their coverage of this because they're using the wrong terms or they're swapping out the terms or they're using one term for two paths when they're two very different paths of money. Let's go over the other words so you recognize them if you hear them misquoted. So, Path 1, recon, your money, also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill. $3.5 trillion of checks coming to the American people. People you'll see quoted in an article about this are like a Bernie Sanders, AOC, Nancy. Bipartisan, also called the roads and bridges, also called infrastructure. People quote in an article about this, a Mitt Romney, a Kristen Sinema, a Ron Portman, smaller price tag, $1.5 trillion or less. Who writes the recon? The Democrats write the recon for the Democrats. In fact, the subcommittees of the House are the ones who are actually putting pen to paper. Under the Constitution, House subcommittees are delegated different subject matters, and in this case, those House subcommittee members are the ones writing it with the Senate subcommittees helping them. For example, House Ways and Means Subcommittee is responsible for writing stimulus checks. They're also responsible for writing unemployment benefits. When each of those subcommittees are done writing what they got to write, let's say it's 10 subcommittees with 10 pages, they send them up to Chuck, and he puts a big S on it for salty, sugary, so what? Schumerish, Laverne and Shirley. No, said it. And that is your recon. But before that, let's step back a step. Because before that, we don't have bill yet. We do not have bill yet. We have an emoji for this. Not bill yet. And until we have the bill, we don't see what's in there. There's no constitutional requirement for those House subcommittee members to show you what they're doing. There's no constitutional requirement of transparency to see what they're adding, taking away, subtracting, voting in favor of, and voting against. And until we have that bill, it's sort of like a pop singer who has an upcoming album. Doesn't want you to hear the songs of the album until it's released. So, if you hear a pop singer say something, not a pop singer, if you hear a naysayer say something like, well, I haven't heard of this the reason why I haven't heard of it is because the recon has not been debuted. More about the debuting of that recon later in this video. But how do we get to this wonderful spot? By Jalopal, who wrote Schumer recently a letter that said, Chuck, call the vote on the recon. Well, guess what? Drum roll, he's calling the vote on the recon. Congratulations. That letter was signed by 12 House Democrats who were part of the 100 plus, yes, who recently wrote the president a letter saying we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus package. Can we top that? We can. As 7 members of that House Ways and Means subcommittee, the one you just mentioned, yep, that one, recently wrote the president a letter saying we're going to be putting monthly fourth stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. Yes. Now, Purple Power, you got to keep these people to their promise. They're promising you monthly fourth stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. They're also promising you a fifth stimulus check next year. But can we top that? We can. As Biden did it, the global minimum corporate tax rate minimum, oh, I'm exhausted, is the most exhausting thing I've ever covered on this channel. And why is it great news? It's passed because it's not in the recon. It doesn't have to be. 7 weeks ago, no, I think it's now 6 weeks ago, the president went overseas to have a ceremonial signature. And now, just days ago, he signed into law. It's that exhausting thing. Why is this great news for forced stimulus recon? Number one, easier to write the recon because this confusing thing ain't in there. Easier to call the vote on the recon because the confusing thing ain't in there. Easier to vote on the recon because the confusing thing ain't in there. And easier to pass the recon because this confusing thing ain't in there. Can we top that? We can. As we go into the final 15 minutes of the final part of this video over what's going on in the next 7 or potentially 5 days. The recon and the bipartisan will both get over the finish line by the August recess, represents Chuck Schumer today. Yes, and the recon is going first. Oh my goodness. In the final 15 minutes of this video, I'll go over everything you need to know about what's happening this week and potentially overnight as well. And then we cut to fifth stimulus as well. But something more wonderful than that, the volunteers. If you need help with rent, utilities, food, or internet, and you've had problems finding it, don't worry. I got your back, and they got your back. Open the description to this video. Go down the description, you'll see an emoji of a house. Click that link. It sends you over to the community page. It's news.lalate.com/community. On the community page, you'll see the volunteers separated from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Reach out to them for help with rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and also homeowners assistance. And I'll be back with you in 60 seconds with the final 15 of the final 7 on this big Evenings LA broadcast. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Evenings LALATE, and a big evening with a lot of breaking news. The recon, the bipartisan, heading to the finish line with Chuck Schumer. Which one's getting called for a vote? Are they both? Which one's going first? I have all the breaking news coming up in just a second. But first, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you for your incredible viewership and incredible subscriber growth in the last 7 days. Let's keep it going. Also, like this video. 2,000-3,000 likes. Every like helps. Share these videos on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit. Tell people to come on over. Also, like this. Also, consider becoming a member. Let's cut to the exciting details of that fifth stimulus starting right now. During his campaign trail, the President of the United States promised the American people the raise of your benefits for SSI, SSDI, VA. He didn't deliver it. Then during the campaign, transition time, he did not deliver it as well. So guess what? The Democrats are taking care of it for you. This is SSI reform, and this is fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus starts in September. In September, they start legislating. Then they called for a vote by about November. You'd see the benefits hit your bank account by about in November. And then the lift would happen in December. This is the latest stimulus package number 5 this fall. First, they're going to raise your benefit limits up. Then they're going to move the asset limits, add an inflationary benchmark, remove the marriage penalty, and remove the income exclusion. All right, let's go over how this works. First, who gets this? You do. You do. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Veterans benefits, SSA, or multiple beneficiaries, you get this. First, with a big lift, lifetime. Number 2, a new benchmark. When are they going to apply that benchmark? December. And what will the new benchmark be? Inflation. And where is inflation going? It's going to be transitory. What does transitory mean? It's a word from Jay Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, on Capitol Hill about a week ago. It's a fancy word to say temporary spike. When? December. Yes, that's exactly when they apply your benchmark. So how high is inflation going? I'm reporting 5% at that transitory period, and some of Wall Street is agreeing as well. Let's do the analysis. First, they'll raise your benefits up lifetime. Then they'll apply the benchmark in December. And if it is 5%, your benefits will step up an additional 5%, not just next year, but lifetime. Because once your benefits step up, they never step down. Then if the inflation rate is 2% the year after that, you'll be at +2, +5%. Later, they're going to remove the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't work and stay on benefit. You can't have more than $3,000 on hand. It's going to go away, so you'll be able to have some Crayola crowns in your hand and some stimulus checks. They're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to go away. You'll be able to do a pair dance at your wedding like Rob and Sandy, because you will no longer fear loss of benefits.